everyone, you're watching Jana FX, and in this video I'll make technical analysis for tomorrow, 4th of March, and I'll share with you where my entry points. Starting with Eurodollar as usual, and I'm going to concentrate actually, guys, mostly on possible news tomorrow on America, Fed's Powell speech, and just check the calendar at what time it will be in your time zone, and there will be also for Europe a little bit news, but I think I'm not going to place my orders before the European news, even though they might move the market, but I think the main movement should be happening during the American session. Okay, so starting with Eurodollar. You see, guys, this is where we were yesterday, right? And I was telling you that I didn't see any entry points at that point. Was waiting for some consolidation. That's why I said, guys, I will not place the orders during the European session, but will be placing, looking to place the orders American session. So to avoid such a movement. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking to do, exactly the same for tomorrow, to avoid such movements, except even though that could be a good move, but I don't want to risk it because at this moment the market quite concentrate on America, what's happening out there. So you see, guys, I didn't send you a screenshot of this because it was I was expecting a very small move, and just exactly what happened. I had a small profit, and which is okay, worked out, but you see it didn't continue the way down at all. Actually, it touched the level of the previous, this area we had, right, and jumped out a little bit. So at this moment I would say I have no possible entry points, so this one's just showing you where we had previous entries, and I would say for this moment I would really like to see it either go back inside here or maybe to go back up again, because this is pretty much nothing, or maybe it will consolidate around this level, right, and then we will see how to place the orders. So that's why I'm expecting whatever movements will be happening, then before the American news, then I want to have a look how the market will prepare, and of course if I will be able to, I will try to see and send you screenshots through my Telegram channel. So okay, so yeah, that's it for Eurodollar right now. I don't have any active orders at this moment. Okay, guys. So now we're going to pound dollar. This one was well, the first we were here, remember, and it started to consolidate here in the morning, which was okay, and I had my trade before the European session. No, not the European session, but London. So if you know that London opens about 1 or 2 hours a little bit later, and European session opens slightly earlier, but overall London European is usually is one session accepted, but to be honest, no, Europe is open slightly earlier than London session. And also didn't send any screenshots because I was expecting very small movement, just as I was telling you, 140, that's what I was expecting to. I wasn't sure if it will touch it. Well, it did touch it, actually come out with a very small profit. Then I actually was pretty 90%, let's say, sure that a possibility was of this movement to go down, because look, it's actually created quite nice top, and we had a little top here, so it did look like a bit of a double top, right, and the same area where the market went up and down and came back in here. Unfortunately, you see that actually went down and took me into the trade. When it's jumped back up, which I also warned about yesterday, there was not actually much of the news except that the market, the budget report, it was not very much of it. Maybe there were like this a little bit of jumps and ups on based on that, but there was not a big move, as you can see. So actually I had a little bit of the loss in here, which was then switched on with the EA. All my trades were placed with the EA levels. I placed them, and so recovery started on, but because it didn't move any more further, I actually closed also the opposite order, and I used the levels. I used the arrows here. See, guys, I was explaining how to use the EA previously. So I pressed the one for sell, and then I closed the buy. It's reopened a new order for sell. So right now I'm floating with the sale, which actually was closed a couple of times with a little bit of profit, but it still didn't cover the loss of this trade. So but what I'm trying to say is that at this moment I'm in a sale order, and because of that I'm not also going to place any other orders. But for example, if I would not be in any trades, then I would use the same area to place the orders, buy and sell. Except I don't really like this area, which I was telling you about before, because we are right in the middle of the 140 level and 139. And this is, I don't like when we are staying somewhere in the middle to place the orders, because you see there could be jumps like this without getting right to one or another one. So I do actually prefer more when it's right at the edge of one level and right at the edge of the other level, which are important ones, right? Because we like had a little bit here, we had a little bit of here at the top, but you see now it's quite in the middle, and well, plus minus could be risky, except like I'm saying, it depends how big the account size. If you have very small accounts, then of course better to choose the pairs which are, for example, like Eurodollar, and which are giving a little bit better signal, let's say it that way. Okay, so I'm still presuming that possibility of pound dollar to continue down, because I'm still expecting the dollar getting a little bit stronger. And at this moment there is nothing else for pound, because you see it did not react on this news, and there will be nothing at this moment. So I think it will be more concentration on the dollar news. And of course it could be whatever news, and the market might take the commentary, who knows which way. So of course it can jump one or another way. So once again, like I'm saying, because I'm already in the trade, there will be no active orders at this moment. And of course, if it will close during the Asian session, who knows, maybe it will move down during the Asian session. I expect that possibility right now. Of course, because I can't watch it through the night, I'm going to leave it up to EA with the stops. And I will not be surprised that during night I might catch some more stops and recoveries, and who knows what I'm going to end up with. But if I will be end up with closed position, then of course before the news event for America, I will see where it's going to be. Okay, once again, if there is going to be reasonable, not bad area or something, I will be trying to send a screenshot. But this moment, that's the area to look at, and no other orders for me. Dollar Canadian, same, not exactly the same thing, but look, I have placed the only buy order here, pending order again, and I was caught again with this movement up, and I'm right now floating with the buy order. Didn't get to the stop order, so it didn't stop out. So right now I hope it will continue the way up, of course, is expecting with the dollar, but a little bit of the dollar been going up and down. Because also, you know, the dollar Canadian, I don't really like this much right now because of the oil, right? The oil makes these ups and downs. It was going up a little bit, but actually dollar gets a bit stronger. That's why today oil was getting stronger a little bit. So that's why dollar Canadian had a bit of up and down. And now it's, well, it's trying to, I think, continue the way up. So the only, I placed to buy pending order here because it's a strong level. We've been here a few times, guys, remember, and also it's created a little bit looking like a double bottom. So I thought, okay, that looks like it possibly should continue the way up, and was no sell order, only buy order. So let's see if it will continue the way up or down. If I get out from the trade with the profit, and before the American news, we will see where the market will concentrate. It might go down a bit more or go up a bit more and then start to consolidate, or it might just sit in here. So we will see. But for example, for this at this moment, this situation, I would have only placed in the, once again, the only pending order buy. Okay, so that's pretty much it with dollar Canadian. Dollar yen also had only one order, which was a buy. It was a little bit risky once again, only based on a possible strength of the dollar. Except I haven't heard anything about if the stimulus were voted for. The only last news I saw, it was just saying that it's ready to be voted. That's why I was expecting, well, during the day a possibility, but it probably now will be, I don't know, it might be still later today or tomorrow. The news will come out. But anyway, the only was a bit not very good option here. You see, it's actually jumped up but didn't touch our order. And because it's a double top, you see, that's what I was worried, that it could be another top with just a wick like it's did create it, and then it might turn around. You see, it looks like it's still trying to actually break through, and I'm pretty much going to have this order leaving it for tomorrow. Okay, so I don't want to leave it for the night through the Asian session. I'm looking at leaving it or active at before the news event, okay, before the news. So you see at this moment I only have pending order buy, but I think if it will consolidate here, I might place also a sell pending order, because if it is a double top, then I will not exclude that it will go a little bit for correction down, give us this bit of top, which probably could be false top and not continue all the way, because of obviously the Friday news. Okay, so that's why tomorrow there might be some movements, but if the market will not accept it very strongly, and if it will not jump up but will decide to jump down, then I'm not excluded it might go to our previous one of the levels. Okay, so that's why quite possibly it would be a channel around here and the possibility to place also sell order. Okay, so but at this moment I don't see it, and that's why I would be looking like, let's say, only at one order at that point. But I'm not all, again, I will not go and leave it through the Asian session. Okay, so even though yes, it's a dollar yen and it might make movements, but I think the market is waiting for this some news, unless of course this news with the stimulus will come out or something. Okay, but that's how I'm going to do it. Wait a bit. Australian dollar is also, well, it's, you see, it started to consolidate. Remember, guys, I told you, wait for consolidation, not in the middle, but closer to this level or to that level. So that's why in the middle here, I actually placed again sell order, which again, I didn't want to risk it to you guys because I was expecting that it will only move a little bit down or maybe not even touch it, because actually my level was a little bit higher previously, somewhere like this, using these two bottoms, and that's why I thought it might touch it, it might not, and you might not get even a small profit, because you see, I don't know if you, what kind of the brokers you have, what the slippage you can have or spread. So, and yes, it was a small profit anyway. So right now, guys, you see it is a bit of consolidation I'm expecting in around this area. I put a little one here is because at this moment it might sit in here, and there will be news for Australian dollar. But you see, previously we saw that the pair doesn't react on Australian news, and that's why it's quite possible, you know, it might have, you know, like something like that, and it might break out, you see, this news and move. Who knows, right? It might actually have this really nice move, and at the same time we have a really good distance to go back up again, you see. But a little bit dangerous because it might be stopped by this previous stop again with this news if it wouldn't be strong. Okay, so that's why I don't want to place any orders during the night, even though yes, maybe I will miss a good move, but I'm gonna skip it and wait. And that's why you see, guys, I'm creating a little bit bigger because I need to see the for American session, right? So it needs a little bit space, and somewhere possibly you see a little bit later a day where it could be those news, right? So maybe it will sit and consolidate here, and then I'm going to place my orders. Okay, so buy pending order again from here, and the sell pending order would be somewhere around here. Okay, so but at this moment, this is the plan as one of the scenarios. Okay, so of course if at night it will make the move, then we will see if it will actually go down to this level, hopefully, because if it will stop in the middle, it's not going to be very nice, but maybe it will go down to this level, or maybe it will jump and go to back to that level. Of course it might jump down and come back again to our area. That would be also good. So that's the area we'll be looking at. Pound yen. Okay, pound yen at this moment is also not giving me a good possible entry point. I had a bit of a trade also. Again, see, guys, when it's jumped out actually in our area, which I pointed out yesterday. So I placed a little order here and caught again a very small movement. So just as expected, not very big moves. Unfortunately, I was still hoping that there will be reaction on the budget, but it was just pretty much nothing. So at this moment, once again, for pound, there is nothing going on, and it might possibly come back into this area, and then I will be looking again at possible entry point if it will be in this channel. Okay. Of course, at the same time, you see this Asian session, we will see what's going to happen. At the same time, of course, it might just stick around this level, and then we will see, because I need it a little bit further away, and but you see the distance is very narrow. It's again only about 30 pips, and that's why it's quite a bit risky to use that level, you know, to sell orders inside there. That's why I really wanted to be inside here and use and place the sell order from this level area. Okay, that would be a little bit more stronger in my opinion, if it will do so. Okay, and also possible going back up. That would be better if it will go back into this area. So but at this moment, yes, it's nothing for me. I'll just wait. As you can see again, guys, there's so many wicks in here. That means it's battling. It's trying to find the direction, which not clear at this moment. We had really nice entry points here, you saw, and unfortunately at this moment it's not clear for me. When the market started to create so many wicks, I do actually prefer to wait a little bit. Okay, to wait a little bit, especially if there's small accounts. Of course, on the big account with a small lot, there is nothing to worry too much, but on the small accounts, that it's better to just wait. Okay, gold also had some trades with gold, and that's the channel is created. Remember, I told you that here it could be creation because it's nice distance to one area to another area, except I was telling you that I will be placing the orders during American session, and it's exactly what I did. I did not use this consolidation. I thought it might consolidate a little bit more for America. No, you see it's moved. You see, for me 10 o'clock in the terminal right now, you see this is the London for me, and it's actually, you see the movement happened at London, and I thought, okay, it's moving. It was as expected, right? We did expect a bit more of the downtrend anyway, and I have placed, and just I'm showing you guys all of this, the possibilities how you can also watch, because you see I'm not always can able to send you any screenshots and you want to learn. So that's what you see, that was the one, so you could have catch this one. And the next one, that's what I used this bottoms again. Remember I told you that the previous night I actually placed the order and in here, just because it was the bottom and I started to create a little bit of consolidation here, right? Remember I told you I did actually place it with during Asian session. I got this nice movement, right? And so that's why here it was the same before the American session. It started to go down and started to sit in here, and I thought, okay, I placed my sell order pending here, and I thought, well, maybe it will sit and consolidate. Okay, so I was expecting a possible continuation of the way down, but at the same time I thought if it will consolidate, then I placed pending order sell and the pending order buy at the same time, you see. But at that moment I was only placing the sell order because it was getting here and we were expecting a movement down. So you see, I could connect also. It's gave me another idea of that might continue the way down, because I could connect these two tops and these to the bottoms. Okay, and that's how we see a downtrend channel. Okay, unfortunately this movement did not continue. I was hoping it will finish the movement, but no, you see it's gold and it can do something like that. So it's turned around sharply, touched a little bit of the level, and nowhere right now. Okay, guys, so it is pretty much nowhere. And I want to see again where it's going to be. Will it actually finish that movement, or it will actually give us a possibility to get in? It might go back up. You see, with gold you can't be sure. That's why I would want to wait. Again, there is no trades right now. I'm not placing any pending orders. I will be waiting for a possible, maybe it will go a little bit higher and you know, consolidate a little bit again, give a bit of a correction of that movement, and then maybe we'll be able to again to place the level. If not, then who knows, maybe during Asian session we'll continue the way down, which can easily actually go and fill in this candle, but also we do have this candle, okay, and the wicks, and that's why it easily can go back up here. I'm not exclude that possibility. So also, of course, if I will draw a little bit like this using this bottom, you see it's also not very nice, this level, but except this movement can go back in here. But you see it was a bit of a drop here and a little bit of the drop here, so it is a possibility, but not sure about it yet. Okay, now we're going to Euro Pound, and if Euro Pound is nothing happened, is the screenshot I sent. I'm going to leave the same, but again not through the Asian session. I will leave it for European session. Actually, there will be this news for Euro, for Euro, and quite possible it makes some movements actually with those news. But be careful, because you see it's actually nearly it's jumped down and it's nearly hit the sell order, but it was still a bit away from it. So that's why I do not exclude there could be the wicks. Okay, could be the wicks, because yes, it's been sitting here for a while, and at any moment it might have a wick jump up and down and then continue down, or jump down and go back up. So I do not exclude it, even though it's already tried twice to get out. There is no wicks at this moment. There are no wicks, and yeah, that's why it still could be some more false breakouts, guys. So that's why be really careful. But I am not going to leave it for the night, but for the European session. Well, yeah, actually that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for now. Happy trading, everyone, and I see you hopefully tomorrow with the my new review and the orders for the next day. Bye, everyone.